Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment clip. If this is on Instagram, feel free to check me out over at the Pay Me No Mind, the aforementioned Pay Me No Mind, MIND, sports and entertainment channel. This is another lawn cast, indoor style, happy weekend. Happy Spence versus Porter weekend. You should have seen that if you've been watching Fox or listening to Fox Sports Radio. They've done a wonderful job with that. So that's going down this weekend. I got some great boxing videos, some breakdowns of that fight over on the Pay Me No Mind channel. Come rock with me. Get some entertaining and well-balanced boxing talk. I got to get into this, man. Three times this week, in the last week and a half, I've been hearing that The Wire is boring. Different people that I was talking to, you know, we're talking about power, those people that like power. I'm mainly being asked, do I know what's going on with power? I'm not promoting or trying to sell people on power. But so I'm saying, you know, oh, well, did you check out the Wire? And a couple of people came back and were saying, you know, it's boring, man. I tried to give it a chance. It's boring. I'm like, what? Boring? I mean, how? Okay, so I went back and I'm watching the entire series again. For like my fourth time, I think. I'm on episode 3. I was thinking about doing a series, but there's so many deep dives out there on The Wire that I just don't know if it would really be worth it. I mean, it's years old. And like I said, there's some really dope breakdowns of it already. So I just don't know what the benefit would be. But I'm just like through 3 episodes. We learn how this case came to be. We get introduced to a very skilled and organized crew in the Barksdale crew, and it starts in this trial. First of all, the opening scene to The Wire, before they even run do the intro for the first time. The opening scene lets you know that it's better than half the ish that you've been watching for years. I mean, the discussion with McNulty and the young dude from the neighborhood and Snot Boogie is laid out in the street. The back and forth between them is phenomenal. In terms, you know, especially with the understanding or the viewpoint, the point of views that we have on police officers right now. So that was dope. But like I said, we learned how this investigation gets started. The Barksdale crew, they all beat the case that D'Angelo is is stuck in or facing in court. We're learning how the politics, the inner office politics work with the police force, judges, the brass of the police force, and then the different departments in the police force. I'm trying to keep this as brief as I can, but then we start learning. The discipline of Barksdale. These aren't idiots. You know, the 3 dudes that we see in the warehouse on Power. They couldn't work. They couldn't even be corner boys and lookouts in West Baltimore. Wouldn't even work. The corny jokes. Look at the discussions between D'Angelo and his boys in the pit versus the 3 idiots in the drug or the pill distribution center of Tommy Egan Incorporated. So then we learn, you know, we see Orlando's, the strip joint. We see, you know, we starting to see the organization and how they do what they do. You know, the territory that they have. We're starting to get an idea of what the hierarchy is, who's running what. And then, like I said, we start seeing the team getting put together, and we start learning the politics that drives police work and what gets investigated, what gets overlooked, how resources get deployed. We start seeing who's scratching who's back. You know, how favors are capital, and promotions and whatnot. We learned that Detective Daniels, he sticks up for his people, but he's tough, and he's got some righteousness about him. He plays by the rules, and he has the foresight to play as he's trying to move up. And then he knows how to handle his people beneath him. And then we learn that there's some dirt on him as he was investigated by the FBI. We see the struggles of the limited resources that the police force has to do real work. And like I said, we're hearing all these interesting conversations between these criminals, quote unquote. But they aren't dumb dudes, and it's going to be something that holds your interest and is intriguing, is making you think. The Chicken McNugget discussion, the playing chess on a checkers board. The training, on the job training of the drug people. It's a lot of interesting things going on that, maybe we just don't have the patience for, because of what TV is right now. But then, the investigation picks up. We learn about bubbles, criminal informants. We see the team, the police team, kind of gelling, the whole norming, storming, forming, all of that stuff. And we see McNulty. To me, it's a lot of fascinating stuff going on. We see how McNulty is getting things done by pulling strings, by leaking stuff. We see how people are, working for different people because all of the Lieutenant Daniels' team is taken from different units. But the commanders or whatever, lieutenants of those other units, they want to know what's going on. So they got spies, basically. I don't know. And like I said, then we're starting to learn the challenges of Barksdale's people with the drugs. Omar shows up by episode 3. And we see that, the case is expedited. The powers that be, they want to wrap this up and get this thing, put some dope on the table, show some arrests. And you kind of get an understanding of how some of these big time players are hard to touch, And we see some police brutality with Kima, running over when they're doing the first raid. And we learn, like I said, we basically learned that these villains, aren't idiots. They aren't dudes that just do simple stuff and get locked up. It's just it's very serious, very thoughtful. What else was I going to say? So like I said, that takes us through the first 3 episodes. Omar does his first rip, or his first robbery. We see the maturity and the difference, and the difference in levels of responsibility. With in the discussions between Stringer Bell and Avon. the differences in how they do things or want to go about getting things done. And then we start seeing who the major players are. We see who's strong in the streets, in the street organization. We see who the players are there. And then we start seeing who the players are in the police force or in the special unit, with Freeman, you know, kind of coming out of his shell gradually. We understand that Presbalewski is an F up. The two guys that are damn near, you know, have mailed it in, are just getting a check and don't want to do anything. Kima, you know, she's you know, a lesbian and she's leading men, and then Carver and Herc are basically goons with badges that have their specific role in things. And then we have, you know, Bunk with some really great investigative skills and whatnot. Like I said, man, if we live in a world where The Wire is perceived as boring, I guess that's why I'm in here doing this lawn cast and talking to myself, you know, because nobody wants to take the time to listen to anything thoughtful, or like J. Cole said in Sojourner, the song with Rhapsody, you know, nobody wants to take the time to listen to any, or, you know, support or listen to anything introspective. And really that's just what, that's really what, you know, The Wire is based on. So I don't know if I've covered any ground here. You know, I'm gonna continue, like I said, to watch season 1. I think I'm about to start episode 4 in here, and just checking in with this week's Lawncast. You know, feel free to leave any comments, you know, on what you like about The Wire, or is overrated, or you didn't understand, you didn't get. Let me know if you share the same opinion, that it's slow and you know, not interesting or whatever. You know, or let me know if you have any favorite scenes or meaningful dialogue, you know, or scenes and whatnot. Some of the bigger scenes still haven't happened, but like I said, man, through the first 3 episodes, I'm all in on this Baltimore that they've built, you know, and that's expanding with each show. So again, like I said, man, if you like any of this stuff that I'm talking about in the way that I'm talking it, please check me out. Become a subscriber over on the Pay Me No Mind channel, YouTube channel. I'm really trying to make this push to 1,000 subscribers. And like I said, man, it's just sports and entertainment. And then that's also where I do my bite down boxing commentary. So feel free to check all of that out. And enjoy the action this weekend, whether it be sports or whether it be the NFL, college football, or boxing tomorrow night. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.